Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Mohd Shamsuri from UTM. I'm standing here to share with you about mind map. In fact, my colleague Dr. Aida has actually spoken to you about mind map, whereas she is actually telling you about the introductory part of mind map. This time, I would like to share with you two important aspects of mind map. Firstly, how to actually make a good recipe of a mind map, and to discuss the 7 steps of making a mind map. So there are 4 important ingredients in making a mind map. Because mind map is very easy to do, it doesn't need a very complicated ingredients. What you need is only a blank unlined paper, colored pens and pencils, our brain to think and to actually map out what we know, and of course our imagination. We need to imagine what we want to actually put on the paper, whereas if we don't have that imagination, it is not easy for us to actually impress and tell people what we want to actually do. So there are 7 steps of making a mind map. The first step is always start in the center of a blank page turned sideways. But why? It is very important for us to start at the center, because it allows our brain to actually express more freely and to express more naturally. We cannot start at what we call the end of the paper, because it doesn't give us the room to grow. It is very important. Remember, start in the center. The second step, we'll talk about using image and picture for the central ideas. Why? Because a picture is worth 1,000 words. We need pictures, we need images, we need visuals, because it can enhance our imagination. And we don't want to only have words. We need something to actually stimulate our brain, because in many studies it is said image is more interesting. It keeps us focused, it helps us to concentrate, and it gives us more buzz. So this is very important. Next, the third step is life without colors are boring. We have to actually use colors throughout the mind map. Because world are not only black and white, they are red, blue, yellow and whatnot. So there are so many colors. So why must we actually stick with only 2 colors? Make it more interesting, because by having colors, it is actually something that adds extra vibrancy, and it is actually something that creates and gives energy to our creative thinking. And of course it is fun. Use colors. Next, not only colors, but we have to actually connect our main branches to the central image. There must be association, because our brain works by association. Our brain doesn't work by isolation. So we need to connect the main ideas to the sub-main ideas to other ideas, so that we can actually expand from the original ideas. That's why mind map is crucial, because if you remember with the first step, we start from the middle to allow us to actually expand and grow. And by having that connection, we understand our ideas more easily, and we can remember a lot more easily. Next, step 5 is about making curved branches rather than straight line. You will ask me why. The natural world is not about having straight lines. The natural world have curves, and curves are beautiful. Curves is not boring. So it is very crucial for us to actually mimic the natural world. As we said, that a mind map is something natural, something easy. We don't want to actually limit our creativity by having that uniformity, because our brain doesn't work that way. We need some variations, we need some differences, so that our brain keeps on expanding and understanding and remembering what we put on the paper. Next, use 1 keyword per line. We are not talking about writing an essay. We are talking about just summarizing the main ideas. We don't want a piece of paper full of sentences, full of words, because at the end of the day, this is not an essay. You just want to remember the keywords. You want to remember the key points. It's of no use if we put everything and make it cluttered on the mind map, because at the end of the day, you will throw it away because you don't understand. This is something that we have to remember. Keywords are important in terms of stressing what we want to remember, because the main idea is something that we need to remember. And the last step is try to use images throughout our mind map. Remember what? An image is worth 1,000 words. Can we imagine that if we have 10 images on our mind map, we would have 10,000 words without having to write anything on our mind map. Sometimes we feel that we are not creative. We don't have to actually be creative. We don't have to actually try to mimic or try to imitate other people. It has to be on or in our own image. We don't want you to act as a Picasso. You don't have to be a Van Gogh. You don't have to be a Da Vinci to actually create your own masterpiece. Everything is based on your own imagination. It is crucial that we try to actually draw something that we understand. Because at the end of the day, as I said, we are not trying to actually write a book. We are not trying to actually write an essay. We are only putting the main ideas so that every time we look at the map, we would remember, we would understand these are the main ideas, these are the important things that we want to elaborate to other people. So there are 7 steps, and these are examples of a good mind map. It has central images, it has branches, it has curves, and it allows us to actually see clearly what the main ideas and the sub-ideas are. These are things that we can always practice, because practice makes perfect. And the second example also tries to tell us about where we go for our holiday, for example. So there are a lot of things that we can squeeze in on a piece of paper by having a smart management of information using our mind map. I hope that I have actually shared with you important points that we must remember when trying to develop a mind map. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again next. Thank you.